tonight. They're waiting for me. They are planning.
All right, Ashley, the fans had questions.
Hey guys.
We have answers. So today we're going to do a Q&A. But where are we, first of all?
We are in beautiful downtown LA at Graham Park, and we have, it's a little blown out, but we have City Hall in the background.
There you go.
There's beautiful City Hall.
So they had a couple questions, more than a couple, and I think we should answer them. But first, there was a really important question from someone, friend of the channel, friend of the show, I guess.
Okay.
And they wanted to know, how are you?
I am fantastic.
How was your week?
It's been pretty crazy busy, but we just got back from vacation, so that was really nice. We headed to Miami for a few days.
If you missed it on the Instagram, you missed it.
You missed it. You really missed
out. Follow
out.
us. We'll link it below.
My Insta stories was good.
They was good?
It was good.
Okay.
And you know, so we've just been back, and we've been we hit the ground running once we got back.
Always, unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. Work calls, and it's just been a busy season, and working on house stuff, renovating our loft that we bought, and still planning wedding stuff.
A couple of people said, please do an apartment tour.
Oh, well, we definitely will. Construction's happening as we speak, and in the next few weeks it should be done, and we will definitely be giving you a house tour. A lot of research, sweat, blood, tears has gone into really making sure that we chose the right pieces so that it fits both of our aesthetics and that it's also a smart home. So we'll have a lot of techie videos as well to show you what we put in our place.
Guys, when is the wedding?
The wedding is in November. I feel like a lot of people are like, are you married yet? You guys have been engaged for a bit. You keep talking about this is your fiance. No,
Yep.
We haven't gotten married yet, but it will be in November. Super exciting. And I mean, we only have about, not too much, only a few weeks left.
Very quickly.
So, I was asked by Patrick, will you guys make your own clothing company?
Oh yeah, that was one I remember seeing.
Yep.
So what is the answer?
Eventually. I definitely want to.
News to me.
I know. No. I mean, it's not a
I don't think you've
goal.
ever said that ever once. You said, I actually
always
think
said
you've said absolutely not.
Yes. Now, when
So
I
what
say
happened?
a clothing line, I mean, I can see how frustrating it is for men and for myself as a stylist shopping for my clients, how frustrating it is to sometimes find just essential basic pieces that are well made and that fit fantastic. So it's been something that's just been on my mind that eventually, years and years down the road, I want to have just like an essentials shop.
How did both of you end up in the fashion/style business? I'm not in the style business whatsoever.
Well, I mean,
as far as like helping you out, yeah,
you kind of are because you help with the YouTube channel and you dress very well. And style is also much more than just clothing. It's about how you carry yourself. It's about how you converse with people. It's your confidence and how. It's
about much more than just clothing.
Yeah.
It's the whole man, as we like to say.
Exactly.
How intellectual you are, etc., etc. Everything we've ever talked about the channel is what menswear, lifestyle-y kind of stuff is about. When I was much younger, though, when I dropped out of college, I started a clothing company that did very well. Very early e-commerce days. Ended up selling that off and then moving on to other ventures, but that was kind of my intro. God, that's going on 15 plus years ago now. Over
and
15
then
years.
With me, I was actually a high school math teacher. It's actually all in the About page, which we'll link in the description below. But
Yep.
I was a high school math teacher working on my master's degree in education and mathematics, and I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me, and I just kept shadowing friends of friends, and eventually found my way into styling. And very early on, I knew I wanted to concentrate in menswear, and I did. And just really grinded away at it, and that's how I am here today. Blessed and have an amazing clientele and portfolio. So that's kind of, in a nutshell, real quick.
Going on
into it.
8 years, I think, for you now in the business?
8.5, something like that.
Yep.
It's been a minute.
What is Dorean'S hair care products? Well, today it's a hat.
didn't feel like doing his hair today.
When I get really lazy, I chuck on a hat, definitely. I try not to do it very often because it's easy to fall back on. Let's see, what do I use? I use Kevin Murphy paste, matte paste, I believe. I'll link it below. I don't know it off the top of my head. And then I use a hairspray as well to kind of lock it in. But one life pro tip I have for you guys, especially if you have shorter hair similar to mine, when I get out of the shower, I comb it in the style, you know, kind of a quiff, kind of side part kind of style. And it dries pretty close to that. I mean, it's a little messed up if I'm going to sleep or something, or it's, you know, at nighttime. It might get a little messed up, but that really helps because then you don't have to blow dry it into place. But also I finish it all off with a hairspray. It's like number 4 hairspray or something like that, French brand. I'm really sensitive to brands. Like if I use cheap hairspray, which sucks because I wish I could, I'll get like breakouts all over my forehead, and I do what I can to like shield my forehead from it, but it's still, without fail, hair starts falling down or touching my forehead or just get a little sweaty, then I'll definitely have breakouts on my forehead. So those are some of the products that I use. Okay, next question. What is your favorite Netflix show?
Ooh, Stranger Things.
Stranger Things?
Yeah, for Netflix, Stranger Things.
That's a good one. I always forget what networks they're on because we have a bunch of different ones.
I know.
Oh, I'm trying to remember what my favorite show is.
I mean, House of Cards season 1 was really great.
Is that our current favorite show?
No,
I don't think
Stranger
so.
Things. It's Stranger Things.
Stranger Things? No, there was something I was super excited about. Comedians in cars getting coffee.
Oh, well, yeah.
Love
But
that
I would
show.
rather see Stranger Things. So, when should you buy high-end pieces as opposed to fast fashion?
This is a good one.
Yes. Okay. High-end, definitely if you can, splurge on a really well-constructed suit. Dress shirts, you can actually save a lot of money on those items by going to the tie bar. Ties, pocket squares, tie bars, definitely hit up the tiebar.com. The price and quality ratio, I mean, it's unbeatable. It's a no-brainer. You should definitely go there. Polo shirts, t-shirts. T-shirts, I love Uniqlo, but you can also do H&M. Polo shirts, love H&M. And jeans, I mean, you can get jeans you can splurge on if you want with J Brand. I love J Brand personally. Or you can go save money and just get some good old Levi's, like 511s, 513s. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
That's a good sampling of what you splurge.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do more in-depth video about that, but that's, I think, a good overview. All right, next question.
Yeah, I feel like I only did one splurge item. One high-end item, which was a suit.
Shoes?
Shoes, definitely.
100%.
Definitely. If you can, please invest in your shoes. They will last you years and years and years. Allen Edmonds is one of my favorites out there.
Yep.
Watches, I would say, if you can afford it, swing it. Get a really nice watch. And
I think underwear to some extent.
Yeah,
you gotta. It took me quite a bit of trial and error to find the perfect underwear, and I think I just got a new pair, a new favorite. We'll talk about it later. That is not cheap, but it's not crazy expensive. I mean, there's like $40 pairs. I mean, ex officio I think is around $20 to $30. Those are pretty damn good. We did a whole underwear video before.
We actually did videos on all of what I just said, splurge and not splurge.
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
So we'll link everything in the description.
Remember, in the Essential series, we link high, like designer stuff that's really good, and we also link budget-friendly stuff that's really good. We basically never recommend something unless we've actually tried it, and Ashley's tried everything times 100. So when you check out those videos and articles, make sure you understand that point. I think a lot of people think we're just lobbing a bunch of crap out there. This is stuff we 100% stand behind every single time. We won't put it out if we don't stand behind it. All right, next question. Where do you guys see the channel in the next 2 to 3 years?
You answer that.
Oh man, I don't know. In business, the worst thing to do is to try and set a plan and have to really follow it, because then you're kind of setting yourself up for disappointment. I always try and find a general direction and just kind of go there, and I think now the new direction is we're expanding a little more into lifestyle. I think we've kind of mined everything there was, big stuff to mine for just style related stuff. So we're getting into more lifestyle, the things that make up the whole of a man. That's why I'm on the channel a lot more now, because well, we have an expert here about clothing, style, kind of etiquette and personality, but anything outside of that, she'll be the first to admit, is not really her cup of tea, and ironically is much more my cup of tea. Self-improvement kind of stuff. So where we see it in 2 to 3 years, I don't know. Maybe we won't be around. I have no idea.
I hope not.
I have no idea. We get a kick out of doing this, and we have a great team, so I think we'll be here for the long haul.
You believe me, 'cause I'm
Peter said, let's see, I know you prefer 2-button suits and sport coats, but is 3-button a big no-no, or is it acceptable to still rock the 3 buttons today? Look, I always prefer 2 buttons. I think that 3 buttons can feel a little suffocating. However, if you are very comfortable with your sense of style, then you can certainly have a 3-button suit or sport coat and wear that, as long as you know what you're doing. I just think more often than not it looks ridiculous, or it can be worn incorrectly and not stylishly. Now, with that being said, I mean, if it's a 3-button and it's like the lapel is rolled where it covers up the top button, then it's like pretty much functions as a 2-button suit anyway.
Yep.
So, I mean, look, you just have to know what you're doing if you want to do that. And there's never any like, no, you absolutely cannot do something. It's like, okay, well, if you feel confident, then great.
Give it a shot. All right, next question. What are your guys' favorite cocktail?
Ooh.
I know what yours is.
You do?
Anything. You're
what?
easy.
No,
You're such an easy drinker.
No. Mine change. I'm not easy because I don't like drinks that taste super alcohol-y.
Okay.
I need something sweet. So in the summer months, I love anything bubbly. So I love like a good sparkling wine or champagne or rosé. And then year-round, I would say either a Moscow Mule or a like a coconutty tiki drink. That's what I like.
Tiki drinks for me is always going to be tops anytime we go to a tiki. Most bars that I prefer to go to are tiki bars, but I love a good old fashioned, love a good Manhattan.
Yeah, see, I can't drink those.
Gin Fizz is really good.
I can't drink any of those.
Moscow Mule, fantastic as well. When we were in Florida, obviously, you got to have mojitos at Cuban places.
Yeah.
So.
Or Aperol spritzes in the summer.
Yeah. Or when you're in Europe or Italy, you got to have an Aperol spritz, of course. So we kind of take it regionally, I guess, is one of our favorite things. You know, we're equal opportunity drinkers, I think, for the most part. I'm just not a big white wine fan, and I don't like the bubbles. So that's my hard no. Anything else, I'm usually game for.
If anyone wants to send me some good bubbly wine, wine? Yeah, sparkling wine.
I think if it got bubbles in it, you're good.
Yes. Okay, so next question. Hi, Ashley and Dorian. Do you know any training tips or diet tips to keep in shape and to also take on some increase your muscle mass? Yeah, muscle mass. So that was the question.
I'm currently training right now. I used to do CrossFit and I swam a lot and I love those things, but I blew out my shoulder. I have really, really, really bad tendonitis. If I sleep on it wrong, my arm basically won't work. It's been a problem for a number of years since I did it when I was CrossFitting. So I've gotten recently back into lifting again, and I had to kind of relearn all the diet stuff, all your macros, and getting all that stuff in check. So as far as tips, I mean, look and see, go figure out and calculate your macros or your calorie intake and what you're wanting to do, whether you want to cut and get like kind of ripped, or whether you want to maintain your current body weight or shape, or whether you want to add like bulk to yourself and you do what's called a bulk, so you get like a calorie surplus, and your macros will adjust based on that. I don't know why, but it took me a while to figure that out, but it's actually very simple. We'll link some resources below for that.
Okay, so this person lives in New York City, where the summers get really hot and humid. However, it also rains pretty often in the summer, so that's really annoying. What are some good summer shoes to wear in the rain? I would definitely, okay, so that's a tough one when you live in a climate that is hot and humid, so you dress for that, but then it also rains, so then you got to make sure that it's waterproof-ish, where it's not going to get ruined, you know. So if you are wearing suede loafers, you can't wear that if it's going to rain, because you're going to ruin them. So an easy fix to get around that, I would say, for shoes is to go with like a leather sneaker. If you go with a canvas sneaker, obviously when it starts raining, it's going to get soaked. So going either with a boat shoe that's leather, or a leather white or navy or black or gray sneaker is going to be something that is going to look seasonally appropriate for that time of year, but also keep your feet relatively waterproof.
All right, so we'll combine the last question. It's kind of a two-parter. Ashley, Dorian, what self-help development books or places do you go for inspiration or when you need a little top-up, and or what do you read fiction-wise or in general?
And I mean, you know, I really like podcasts. I feel like I've been getting more and more into podcasts, like just kind of self-improvement.
So name one.
Topics.
Which one do you like?
Oh, I'll just bring one up.
Okay, while she's doing that.
I will bring one up.
If you're kind of just starting out, I'm a big fan of Tim Ferriss.
Yeah.
He 4-Hour Work Week is very good. The Magic of Thinking Big, I think we mentioned it in our 5 books every man should read, either in the article or the video. I'll link that below. But that's a really, really good one. And that's just, I think it's David Schwartz wrote that. And then another guy that I really love is Alan Watts. You can hear, his books are great. And I would say you can start with his books, but I would really YouTube and listen to his lectures. He's a really amazing orator. Very, very, very smart guy. Calls himself like an entertainment philosopher, but he just talks about such a bevy of things that are still relevant today. So Ash, what have you been listening to on your podcast?
Mine is Kathy Heller. She has a podcast. It's Don't Keep Your Day Job. And it's just a bunch of episodes about like how to be your highest self, how to network with authenticity, how to stop overthinking. So she just really breaks it down, kind of all of the reasons why we're stopping ourselves from achieving more, or like the internal thoughts that we're constantly, you know, that are kind of preventing us from really achieving our goals, or telling us that we can't do it or that we're going to fail. And it's like, well, okay, we failed, it's fine, get back up and keep going. So I really love her podcast. So
yeah, I've heard a little bit too. It's good. I didn't think about that. I didn't realize you'd be listening to that one more.
Yeah, so
cool.
I mean, I like it because I feel like it's Dorian talking to me, because he makes a lot of those points. But well, you know, sometimes I listen more to people that are not you.
Sometimes.
I just need a little bit more reinforcement.
Ashley is the queen of me telling her something. She'll be like, no, I'm not doing that. And then she's like, guess what I heard? This person was telling me, and I'm totally going to do it. I'm all, you realize I just told you to do that like a day ago, right?
Hey,
like we just had a conversation about this.
It's because I love you so much. That's why I doubt you.
All right, I think that's it, Ash.
That's it.
Thanks, guys. So if you have any further questions for when we film the next Q&A, leave it in the comments section below, and we'll look forward to filming the next one. So have a great rest of your week and weekend, and we'll see you in the next one.
Mwah.
Bye.